Hello friends, and welcome to today's video where basically we're here because I want to talk about Boys Planet. That's really the whole thing. I just really want to talk about Boys Planet to someone other than the bestie because she's tired of listening to me. So here's the thing. This is somewhat of a ramble video. Like I'm probably still going to say it's a ramble in the title of the video. But I do actually have some notes. Not like extensive notes. I have like 5 lines of notes. But like that's more notes than most of my rambles. But it's still going to be very rambly if you know what I mean. Also, before we begin, I do have some notes. Note number 1, I haven't seen the elimination episode yet, like the one that just came out. I've seen everything up until then, but that one I haven't seen. I do know who gets eliminated. I did look it up because I am weak, and my fave got kicked out. Rest in peace, Jiho. To be specific, 9i Jiho, who deserved the world bestest boy, deserved to be ranked higher, but whatever, it's fine. We move on. Most of my faves made it. I think he's the only one who got kicked out. But, like, he was my fave of the faves on the show, and now he's gone, and I am bitter. Next note. I never saw Girls Planet. Like, I just never watched it. I never saw the appeal of it. I don't know. It's complicated. But the point is, I never saw Girls Planet, so the bestie has, so every time I'll say something, the bestie will just be like, did you not watch Girls Planet? I'll be like, no, you know this. You know I never saw Girls Planet. So, like, even though there's a very real chance some of these complaints could be, like, that's just Girls Planet, like, the same issues were there, I never saw it. I don't know what to tell you. Last thing. Obviously, these are just opinions. Like, obviously, everything I say here is just an opinion. You can disagree with all of my opinions. I love that for you. I love that for me. I love that for us. Okay, now that we have all of that out of the way, let's get into some of my thoughts on Boys Planet. This isn't going to be all my thoughts. It's just some of the bigger ones that I wanted to share. First up, this is essentially produce. Or produce, whatever you want to say it is. Like, it's just Produce 101 slash Produce slash Produce 48. It's mostly Produce 48, honestly. It probably has the most similarities to that one. But, like, it's just the Produce franchise. And I love how in episode 1 of Boys Planet, they were like, and we're making sure, like, every vote is counted properly. And I'm like, no, you're not. Like, I don't believe you. Like, I do not trust Mnet with anything. I would not trust Mnet with the combination to my gym locker, and I don't know the combination to my gym locker. I don't have a gym locker. I wouldn't trust them with the combination to my non-existent gym locker because I don't trust Mnet. Like, all their shows have been rigged, and we know this. It's been proven factually that Mnet rigs their shows. So, like, it's just, I think it's funny that they're pretending it's not rigged, but it so clearly is. But also, it can be rigged in ways without you actually rigging it. Like, Mnet understands this. Like, I'm sure they do, where votes are very clearly tied to screen time. No one in the top 10 has had little amounts of screen time. It's all the people who get the most screen time, which is why they're popular, other than Hui, who we will get to. But other than Hui, it's like all of them going in didn't have really a large established fan base to vote for them, which is why screen time matters. So, like, Mnet can truly do all the votes in the way they're voted. But if they don't want someone in the final app, they can just not give them a second of screen time, and that's totally gonna work. Speaking of things being rigged, can we talk about the obvious bias for Team K over Team G for a minute? Because let's think about it this way. Of all of the, like, competition, like, the matchups that they had, I believe they did 7 songs. Only one Team G stage won, when very clearly at least one other, to my opinion, was better. And statistically speaking, at least 2 more should have won at a bare minimum. But, like, you get, the fact that it was, like, 1 win to 6 wins was obscene. You can also just very clearly tell that the show favors Team K. I think it's just that they don't, I don't know what it is, actually. I take it back. I don't know what their logic is for favoring Team K, but it's so obvious that it's almost sad. Like, I almost root for not every Team G, because there are some Team G girlies who I want to get kicked out. One of them did. We're grateful. But, like, I feel bad for Team G, because they're all out here doing their best, and Team K is getting all the, like, awards. They're getting all the screen time. They're getting all the wins, and it makes me feel bad. Like, for example, every single time they do one of these shows, there's that one team that's just the people no one picked. I always root for Reject Team. I'm always voting for Reject Team. And, like, I feel like Team G is essentially Reject Team, so I feel like I have to root for them. The next thing really just goes to all of K-pop society in general, but it does apply to this show, which is stop being horny. For example, in the, like, matchup one where they each did the million-seller songs, every single time a man showed his abs, he received the most votes. And not just the most votes of his team, the top two most voted people on this show, like in that thing, not in the show itself, like in the competition, were the two people who showed their abs, one of which isn't popular. So I'm very confused, and it's just stop being horny. Stop being so horny. There's more to a man, especially because like a lot of these trainees are very young, like going down to under 18 with ease. Like if you look at the age range, there's I think like 3 trainees who are older than me, and then they're all really young. So like just stop being horny. Stop being horny for the children. We have reached the final item on this list, which is the entire reason I made this video. The other things were just here to pad it out, so it wasn't just me complaining about one specific thing, which is get Hui off this damn show. And now, if I do the thumbnail the way I want to, I'm going to have it saying, like, somewhere around me, like, get Hui off this show. I don't mean that in a positive way. I've become a Hui anti because of his presence on this show. I want him to now fail in all his endeavors. He has ruined himself in my mind. Because prior to the show, I was never a Hui stan, but I didn't dislike him. He made great songs for the most part, and he was just a good singer. Like, I had nothing against the man. I now want him to fail. I want him to fail at life. I want all of his upcoming songs to flop on the charts. I want them to chart like ass. I want all of his endeavors to fail, because I'm sorry, why is Hui on this show? Why is he on this show? This man like, for example, he is not the longest running idol on the show. Uptension members are here. Uptension was never popular. Uptension never had a hit single. Pentagon did. Hui has written some of, like, one of the most successful songs released in the past 10 years, which is Energetic. I don't understand why he's on this show. I just don't get it. I feel like, hear me out, I know this isn't it, but it's somewhat giving narcissism. Like, actual narcissism, where it's like, Pentagon, hear me out. Here was a vision that I had. I told this to the bestie, and she was like, you're stupid and you're wrong, and I agree, I am stupid and I am wrong, but I'm gonna share it anyway. Pentagon released their best song ever without him. And I think he's bitter about that. I think he's bitter that Pentagon's, at least for me, most critically acclaimed, like, I gave it the most critical acclaim, but, like, in general, society seemed to like it, and it was their best song. Like, for me, it was their best song, and they did it without Hui, and I think he's bitter, and I think he wanted the validation of going on Boys Planet, but also, like, why are you here? Why are you taking time? Like, the fact that everyone in the room is like, why is Hui here? Why are you here? Why are you here? Like, I could just say that for the next 5 minutes, and I feel like I would never be able to lose the impact of those words, because why is he here? Hui is popular. Like, to be fair, I did look for the elimination rankings. He is dropping. If he makes it in the debut group, I'm actually going to be kind of mad. I want him to flop. I want him in whatever position is one below the debut number. I want him to live the rest of his life regretting his life choices. I want him to flop. I've literally become an anti. I root against him. His team came up for the, like, battle episode, and I was booing. I was booing Hui. I had faves on that team. There are many people on the Love Me Right team that I wanted to see win, and I was booing that team. To be fair, Team G's Love Me Right did better, but it's a separate issue. My point in all of this is saying, Hui should not be on this damn show. I don't want him here. He should not be here. Like, I feel like we need to institute a limit on, like, popularity levels, because what's stopping, like, an Unhypen member from going on the show? Well, Unhypen's more popular than this show, but you know what I mean, like, what is stopping a more popular idol from just coming on the show, ranking first the whole time, and just putting all the girlies to shame? And not even in a good way, like, literally making them all feel bad because they don't have the votes that this person does. Like, we need to establish limits. I remember having these thoughts when, the unit came out. And all these very well-established idols were on there, as they should be, but then all these trainees went on. Or, like, these like, new idols. And I was like, this isn't what the show is for. The show is for the flops. The show wanted to capitalize on newest type of vibes. And it just annoyed me. So I feel like this is the reverse. Like, now all these established idols want to go on these survival shows. And for most of them, it's fine. Like, I'm fine with the former 2 members going. I'm fine with Uptension going. I'm not fine with 9i going, but I've accepted 9i's presence. But it's like, Hui? Pentagon Hui? No, I do not accept that. Anyway, that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. Feel free to comment your thoughts on everything I talked about down below. Let me know if you want Hui off this show, because I want Hui off this show. I want him eliminated in the next round, but I know I'm not going to get him. My point is, I want him off the show, but that's unrelated. You can comment whatever you want down below. You can also like and subscribe if you want to or don't. I will be okay either way. And if you want to hear more from me, you can follow me on Twitter @_album reviews. I'll link that in the description. And yeah, thank you again for watching. Bye!